And now to our next presenter. He is certainly an international presenter, and I'd like to bring him up to the stage right now, Alban Maino. For more than 20 years, Alban has been producing documentaries and corporate films all around the world. As a photographer and cinematographer, Alban says he takes part in many aspects of film production and transmedia. Until last August, Alban lived in Paris and also in the Loire Valley, I'm told. He has a lovely home there in Loire. I want to go to the Loire Valley. He moved back to Maine with his family to launch a project trying to help people and caregivers affected by dementia. His friend Peter Hahn says, quote, Alban is a big man with an even bigger heart, an artist, philosopher, and gentleman, and the guy you want watching your back. And help me to welcome Alban.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, or should I say bonsoir? So yes, I have to ring the bell, that's right. So yes, my name is Alban, and I am here to tell you about a project I've been working on for the past 3 years called Remembrance. Remembrance is a series of films that I started to work on when my grandmother was affected by, diagnosed as an Alzheimer patient, stage 3. And you can see her on the top right corner of that slide. And I thought, well, I have to use my expertise and as a filmmaker, as a photographer, and as a film producer to help her and to help everyone that is actually affected by what I discovered was the most horrific disease. Maybe we can turn the sound down a little bit. We don't really need the sound. So I started to work on a series of films that you're discovering right now. I call them living tableaus. They are 3-minute long. In other words, what you're seeing right now are just small excerpts of those films. We would be looking at those dogs for 3 long minutes. We would be up on Swan's Island admiring the sunset and the sunset on that beach for 3 long minutes, either listening to the ambient sound or guided by the music that would be composed by musicians over that. And what that does is it creates a non-threatening environment to the people that are watching it. Yes, the people affected by dementia are in total chaos and lost in time and space. I'm sure that some of you have been confronted to the disease and they don't know what time of the day it is. They don't know where they are. Sometimes they don't even recognize their own family members. I'm sorry, I'm moved when I talk about that. And there is no medication, no drugs that are actually helping them. The drugs are counter-effective. So I tried with the geriatric doctors that we've been working on to find ways to alleviate the pain that they were in. And we created that series of films. And very quickly we realized that they could be used as a stimulation for their cognitive functions, that they could be used throughout the day to give them new temporal references. And so we wouldn't see the same images at night or for lunch or during the morning. Again, I want to emphasize the fact that the moving images would be 3 minutes long. So you're only small signs of those films. We're up in Maine right now, in Swan's Island again. And yes, the effect not only are working on the patient, but also on the caregiver and the medical staff by reducing the stress levels and working on a sort of cognitive re-education. We are improving the caregiver and the patient relationship. We are creating a new sort of connection between them. I've been working that not by myself, but with a committee of geriatric doctors for 3 years. And we've adapted the sessions. The sessions are provided throughout the day as 30-minute sessions. So there would be 10 films of 3 minutes each that would go on several times during the day. And it's true. The Professor Agid, who is the scientific director of the Brain Institute in Paris, says, and summarizes our mission fairly well, he says, someone affected by dementia needs to have his or her spirit open. We need to make them see, hear, and listen. They need to perceive things. It's good for them. The brain is a complex molecular biology system. What's good for us is even better for them. His mission is to develop new innovative techniques to cure neuropathology. I never thought that the power of multimedia could be that important for people living in their conditions. I think we need to move on to the next slide. Yeah, so it improves moods. Some of you might know about the sundowning anxiety effects that comes with the people that are affected by dementia. It's a nervousness that comes, we don't know where, at the end of the day. And those films have been proven to lower this anxiety and to reduce the agitated movements. So not only to the patients, but also it creates a better environment for the caregivers and the medical staff that are working in medical institutions. The only thing that actually exists, this is the Dr. Raffin, and along with Dr. Zielinkiewicz, they've been leading the scientific committee. And what you're seeing right now are the only spaces that exist to relieve the pain of the patients. They're called Snoezelin rooms. They're very expensive. They cost over $50,000. They've been put in several hospitals around the world. And they have very similar, actually they have the same effect that our films, that the films that we've produced on the patients that are affected by either dementia or autism. Of course, you know that we're all concerned. There are more than 5 million Americans that are living with dementia right now, 15 million caregivers that are providing over 17 billion hours of care, and every 67 seconds, I am told, someone in the United States develops Alzheimer's. So it's really something that concerns us all. And in 2014, the image reminiscence and the sound therapy, because it's always good to hear birds, to hear the sounds. We haven't seen the movies that I wanted you to see, but the sea smoke on the coast of Maine that probably most of you have seen this winter, and that I know that Ken loves so much, is very important things to look at when you're in that stage. So yes, you can. Yes, you can help in many ways. And the first thing that you could do is to spread the word through Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or emails, or even write a postcard. I know some of us still do that. And send those sessions to whoever you might think could use them. And again, not only the patients, but also the caregivers. In order to do that, you just have to remember the address of our website. It's called forgetdementia.net. And I'll just let her finish. Thank you for listening.